முதல்ல ப்ளீஸ் எனக்கு மன்னிச்சிடுங்க. டிலே కోసం some miscommunication happened and the flight was extremely late, so I'm very sorry for that, and thank you so much for having the patience to sit here and wait for me. About this film, I think it's an extremely important film because it shows what the victim goes through when the act is happening, and just how much a person breaks psychologically and goes to a point where they give up and say, do whatever you want with me, but just leave me here, because they don't want to die. It's a life threatening situation, and I cannot even imagine what happens when somebody is really in a situation like that, because I felt that through this film, and to this day I haven't forgotten the impact that it has left on me. While I was shooting for this film, ஒரு ரொம்ப challenging time for me to come out of the film. Also, it took me a few months to fully forget all the pain that it had caused. I knew I was acting, but after 2-3 days I started forgetting who I was, and I just became the girl who is kidnapped and is trapped in the car amidst all these people. And for the rest, thank you so much, Harsha, for the opportunity. He did not even take my audition for this film, about which I'm very shocked, because usually, you know, everybody likes to take an audition and go ahead, but he said, no, I want you, and he was very set in terms of having me. So I'm very grateful that he had that faith in me. In return, it also helped me have a lot of faith in him, and he has delivered. And how I think he's an amazing director, and I had a great time working with you, sir. Thank you so much. To the rest of the cast and crew, thank you so much for being so supportive on set. And my one and only wish in the Padathala is that I hope that it finds its audience and makes the kind of impact that we are hoping that it does. Thank you so much.
இறுதி சுற்று, ஆண்டவன் கட்டளை, சிவலிங்கா, ஓமை கடவுளைக்கு அப்புறம் இந்த படத்தில் நடிச்சிருக்கீங்க. Why you are not choosing many films? ஏன் நிறைய தமிழ் படங்களை நீங்க நடிக்கிறது இல்ல?
எனக்கு நிறைய ஆசை இருக்கு தமிழ் படம் பண்ணணும், சத்தியமா சொல்றேன். ஆனா நான் கொஞ்சம் சூஸியா இருக்கு. I want to wait for the right script. Like whenever I do films, I want to go back home from a set and think, oh, I had a great time, because எனக்கு தெரியாது whether the film will be a hit or a flop. All I know is I want to enjoy my journey to the final destination. So I would love to do Tamil films. நான் இப்போ நல்லா தமிழ் பேசுறேன், கத்துக்கிறேன் slowly. எனக்கு ஃபுல்லா ஃப்ளோல one day I want to speak Tamil, and that's my goal for now. So as and when the right script comes, I'll definitely do more of them.
All the best.
Thank you.
நீங்க
kind of script and genre if you like that?
I would love to do comedy. I think I'll fit there, because I'm a very goofy person naturally, and I have a lot of this energy, and I feel like a comedy film will utilize it really well. Also an action film with guns and cars and bikes, I think it'll be great, something like a Fast and Furious or a Wonder Woman. So off the bat I can think of those kind of films.
ரித்திகா, அந்த ட்ரெய்லர் 3 ட்ரிப் போட்டு காமிச்சாங்க ட்ரெய்லர். அதில் வந்து ஒரு கட்டத்துக்கு மேலே நீங்கள் காரில் எது பண்ணுறதா இருந்தாலும் கார் உள்ளாரே பண்ணிவிடுங்க, அப்படியே என்ன எத்தனை ட்ரிப் பண்ணுறதுனால ஒரு டயலாக் வந்தது. எதனால் அப்படி சொல்கிறீங்க?
கொஞ்சம் புரியல.
இல்லை காருக்குள்ளாரையே அந்த மூணு காய்ஸ்டையும் காருக்குள்ளேயே நீங்கள் என்ன ஏதாவது பண்ணணுன்னா காருக்குள்ளாரையே பண்ணிவிடுங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறீங்க.
Okay, he's saying why did I accept that? Because yeah.
I'll just hand it to her. In the story, it is set up that if they take her out of the car, she is 100% dead. So, and because she has heard this, she has lost all hope, and she's scared. So that's why she makes that dialogue comes because of that.
டைரக்டர் சார், அதே மாதிரி ஒரு கொஸ்டின். நீங்கள் வந்து இப்போ பேசுகிறப்பே சொன்னீங்க, இந்த மாதிரி இந்தியாவை பற்றி மேலை நாட்டிலெல்லாம் வேறு மாதிரி நினச்சிட்டு இருக்காங்க, ஃபாரின் கண்ட்ரீஸ்லலாம் நம்மெல்லாம் இல்லை. ஒரு ட்ரான்ஸ்லேட் பண்ணுவார், நீங்கள் வந்து ட்ரான்ஸ்லேட் பண்ணுவார் அவர். இவர் மேலை நாட்டிலலாம் நம்மளை பற்றி எல்டருக்கெல்லாம் மரியாதை கொடுக்குறவன் அப்படிலாம் நினச்சிட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஆனால் இங்கே எப்படி நடக்குதுன்னு படம் எடுத்துருக்கீங்க. ஏற்கனவே நம்மளை ஒரு காட்டு மிராண்டிகள்னு பார்க்குறாங்க ஃபாரினர்ஸ். இந்த மாதிரி எங்கேயோ ஒரு சம்பவம் நடக்கிறது இப்படி படமா பிடிக்கிறது நமக்கு ப்ளஸ்ஸா மைனஸா இந்தியன்ஸுக்கு?
That's a good question. Let me answer this, because this question has been asked to me before about this film, and the answer is this: good things are happening in our country. Really good things are happening, and all over the country they are happening. And we are all proud. I'm also very proud. Uh, but at the same time, we cannot ignore. See, this is our country. ये देश अपना ही है. Good, bad, ugly. We are the only ones who are making it good, bad, and the ugly. When you go to the doctor, you don't say my hand is fine. Check the hand. You tell them whichever area is hurting, which needs attention. So we are coming from that place, and this is basic human right. It's not a question of women, men, sexual molestation. This is a question of basic human right. Can you imagine if you don't have control? Just think for 1 second if you don't have 100% control of your own body. We can't even imagine because it hasn't happened to us. When somebody snatches such a big part of us, that's something which needs addressed, and I don't think we need to be ashamed of it or anything. These things happen in all countries, unfortunately. Worst thing happen actually, So we should not be ashamed. It is addressed in a way where, it can sort of bring us together in a collective consciousness and maybe try to find a solution. That is the hope. And I'll tell you why. Because, like I said, this film doesn't take sides. It doesn't say men are bad, all men are bad. It doesn't even say men should not do this or women should do this to avoid that. It doesn't. It will simply show you in very raw, in a very everyday language. It's a universal story. And that is why the producers, Mr. Sajid Qureshi, he has backed me so much that he said, it's a universal story. There is कोई भी language में shoot किया हो, it will appeal and it will connect to people all over the country. The solution is very complex. The solution, I am not an activist, I am not a psychologist, I am an artist, I am a filmmaker. So I do not pretend to, provide or say that I have a solution. It's a complex solution. It needs education, it needs, the home culture, Sanskriti jo hum bolte hain, like upbringing. It needs environment where men grow up. If they grow up listening to their elders talking about women like that, naturally they'll think this is normal. This is how they'll grow up, So that's the thing.
Ritika,
What was the delay in getting the release of the movie? Actually, it was done in 2018, 2019.
Actually, the delay was for a couple of reasons. One was we had a little tussle with CBFC.
You had to change the title also, isn't it? Earlier you had something else.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did, and I'm glad that we have this title now. Because it tells you exactly what the film is, and in Hindi it also means no. InCar means no, And then the lockdown happened, and then I resat on the edit, and I thought the sensibilities of audience have changed a little bit after the pandemic, so I tightened it a little bit.
ரித்திகா ஒரே நிமிஷம். ஆல் ஓவர் இந்தியாவில் நிறைய ஸ்டேட்டில் இன்னும் செக்ஸுவல் அபியூஸ்மெண்ட் ரேப்லாம் நடந்துகிட்டே இருக்குது. பர்சனலியாக நீங்கள் என்ன ஹையஸ்ட் பனிஷ்மெண்ட் கொடுக்குங்க நீங்கள் நினைக்கிங்க?
I will personally go and give them punishment. I cannot stand it. It absolutely breaks my heart. Every time I open my Twitter, every time I go to my Twitter home, I think there are at least 5-6 news articles that I see. 8-month-old baby, 3-month-old baby. Like, people are absolutely merciless and ruthless, and they deserve the exact same treatment in return. It absolutely boils my blood. Like, I could not even come up with an answer to this because it makes me very angry that people think that we are all toys for their pleasure, and this happens to men, women, all kinds of people. It's just that men, I'm glad that now they have a platform. Slowly people are starting to come forward and speak their truth, but it happens more often than we know of, and I mean, I don't think any punishment is enough for such people.
Yeah, but it is, I'm not sure why it's not there, but it has been passed by censor, otherwise you can't show it. Yeah, that's why I'm saying I'm not sure why it's not attached to this, but it has been obviously certified by. And I understand you're saying it should be attached to it, I agree. I'm not sure why it is not attached to it. Because it's a trailer, it's not the entire film. The film is 100 minutes, the trailer is 2 minutes. So I have to show a landscape of the trailer, right, of the story in the trailer. So you can imagine, see the trailer takes you from point A to point B because she has been shown she has been kidnapped and to what extent psychologically she has been destroyed. Imagine for any women, it applies to men also, but in this case, for any woman to say that to strangers, it's that itself is heartbreaking, you know.
டைரக்டர் சார், நீங்கள் பேசுகிறப்ப நீங்களும் ஒரு ஆர்டிஸ்ட்டு அப்புறம் ஃபிலிம் மேக்கர்னு சொன்னீங்க. யூ ஆர் ஆல்சோ ஒன் ஆர்டிஸ்ட்.
Me?
யா.
I'm an artist behind the camera. Not.
ஓகே ஓகே.
This is the first time I'm in front of cameras.
இந்த டிரைவருக்கு அதில் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இல்லை மாதிரி தெரியுது. அது என்ன, இந்த கார் டிரைவருக்கு அவங்க 3 பேர் பண்ணுறது மேலே இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இல்லை மாதிரி தெரியுது. அப்புறம் ஏன் அவர் கார் ஓட்டிட்டு வராரு?
For that incident, he is not interested.
Everything is in the film. Everything is in the film. I'm happy that you're asking me this question because that means the trailer works. You want to know more.